What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm going to talk about 20 drivers that you should watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first driver you should watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is a driver in the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is coming off of having his first winless year in the NASCAR Cup Series since 2017. And only having 7 top 5s, but still having 15 top 10s and having a 13.1 average finish in 2023. Obviously, Chase Elliott was still kind of recovering from his injury throughout the whole entire 2023 season, so he's going to have a lot of really high expectations. But with the numbers he had in the race he ran, he would have had championship level numbers, and I do believe that Chase Elliott is going to be a championship threat and contender going into 2024. I do expect that he is going to win races in 2024, and I think there's a really great chance and possibility that he will end up making the Final Four in the 2024 season. There's a lot of anticipation for Chase Elliott fans to see that if he can bounce back going into 2024, I think he's got a really great chance and a really strong possibility to do that going into the 2024 season. I think he'll have a really good chance and possibility to be a major threat and contender going into 2024. The second driver to watch out for going into 2024 is a driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. This is going to be a massive year for Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson is coming off having a really strong year in 2023, scoring 4 wins. But a big reason why you need to watch out for Kyle Larson is because Kyle Larson is actually going to be attempting to do the double in 2024, which of course run the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 on the same day. And Kyle Larson is going to be driving for Aaron McLaren with some backing from Hendrick's support. I think that Kyle Larson has a really great chance and really great opportunity to win his second championship also in 2024. I expect him to win many races next year, probably 4 or 5 wins to be exact, and I think he potentially also once again make the championship 4. And I think he's got a really great chance and opportunity to get his second championship in the 2024 season. I think he's going to have a good chance to get it done. I think he's going to be a major threat, a major contender to get it done. And nonetheless, I do believe that Chase Elliott will get an opportunity, not Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson will have a great opportunity and shot to win the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series title and could complete the double as well. The third driver to watch out for going into 2024 is a driver of the 8 car for Rich Schultz Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, at the start of 2023, scored 3 wins, getting those wins at Auto Club, Talladega, and Gateway. However, in the second half of the 2023 season, it just seemed like the A-Team and RCR in general in all their series kind of fell flat and kind of fell off near the end of the year. While I don't think Kyle Busch is going to be completely struggling in 2024, I still think it's going to be a little bit of a down year when it comes to wins for Kyle Busch going into 2024 compared to what we saw for him in 2023. But I still think Kyle Busch is going to be an outside championship threat and a championship contender. I think Kyle Busch also has a really good chance, a possibility to win the 2024 Daytona 500 as well. Of course, it'll be the 20th try for him in 2024, which is kind of convenient because Dale Earnhardt won his 20th try in 1998. I think Kyle Busch has a really good chance to get that done, and I expect Kyle Busch to be really strong, really fast, and really quick in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. The fourth driver you should watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron is coming off of having a career year in the NASCAR Cup Series. He scored 6 wins in 2023 and made it to the championship 4. Unfortunately, he ended up coming short in the 2024 season, where unfortunately he ended up finishing 3rd in the championship. Despite being the best all around, he did not end up getting the championship done. But I do expect that William Byron is going to have kind of similar numbers in 2024 than what he had in 2023. I expect Hendrick Motorsports to be as fast as they were in the 2023 season, and I think he's going to bring that same speed as well. I don't think he's going to win as many races in 2024 as he did in 2023, but I think he will be a championship threat and a contender once again going into the 2024 season. We know Hendrick's great. We know how strong they are as a team. They're arguably the best organization in the history of the sport. I do believe that William Byron will be a major threat, a major player, and major contender for this championship in 2024. Had a breakout year, and I think that is going to be a trend that continues long term. And William Byron, I believe, will be a major threat for the title once again in 2024. The fifth driver to watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is a driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney's coming off of winning the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. He's got 10 career wins at this point, and is also coming off of winning 3 races in 2023, scoring those wins in the Coca-Cola 600, then winning at Martinsville, and then, of course, previously winning at Talladega Superspeedway. It was a fantastic and strong year for Ryan Blaney. And I think with the new Ford, there might be some struggles for the Ford organizations as a whole, but I do believe that you're going to see some really good pace and speed once again for Ryan Blaney. I don't expect Ryan Blaney to go back to having another winless year like he did in 22. I think you're going to see Team Penske be very quick and very fast going into the 2024 season, and they're going to have a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence as well, coming off of winning their second straight championship, which is the first time Team Penske has done that in their Cup Series time. I think you will see Ryan Blaney be a major threat, a major contender once again for the title, and I think he will be contending for a ton of victories and a ton of wins going into the 2024 NASCAR season. The sixth driver you should watch out for going into 2024 season is a driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace did not win a race in 2023, but he had a lot of chance to win in the 2023 season. On top of that as well, Bubba Wallace had a career year in top 5s, in top 10s. And 2311 Racing themselves has gotten stronger and stronger every single year. I believe that Bubba Wallace is going to be contending for a lot more wins in 2024 than he did in 2023. And I think Bubba Wallace has a really good opportunity and shot to make the round of 8 going into the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. This team does have some things they're working on still, but going into fourth year, the expectations are going to be really, really high for Bubba Wallace. Likely for him, I think he's going to be able to live up to those expectations, and I think he will have a pretty awesome and a strong year going into 2024. We know how strong 2311 Racing has gotten over the years. I believe Bubba Wallace will have a fantastic shot and a fantastic opportunity to potentially pick up maybe his first championship in the Cup Series and maybe get some more wins on his resume in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. The 7 drivers to watch out for going into the 2024 season is the driver of the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs had a very solid rookie season in 2023. While not making the playoffs, he did get the Rookie of the Year honors and did get like 2 or 3 top 5s, I think, all year, and also got quite a few top 10s as well, which a lot of rookies in the NASCAR Cup Series don't even end up accomplishing that. So he had some pretty solid and some pretty good numbers in 2023. And I think he's only going to get better going into 2024. The team is starting to build some chemistry near the end of 2023, especially as we got into the second half of the 2023 season. We saw major improvement from Ty Gibbs as well. I think he is going to get his first career win in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024, and he may make a deep run in the playoffs. And I think in the next few years, you're going to for sure see Ty Gibbs be a major championship threat and a major championship contender. Nonetheless, I think he's going to have a really solid and a really good year next year, and I think he will be pretty good and someone definitely need to watch out for going into 2024. The 8th driver to watch out for going into 2024 is a driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's coming off having a pretty good year, scoring 3 victories in 2023. But Denny Hamlin is still championship-less. He's still looking for his first ever NASCAR Cup Series championship. And I think Denny Hamlin would love to get that first championship before he does end up finishing his NASCAR Cup Series career. But I expect that Denny Hamlin will have another good year. Now, do I think Denny Hamlin makes a championship forward? That is something that in time will tell. But it seems like Denny Hamlin has had something going wrong that has cost him a shot and chances of making it far in these seasons. I think that Denny Hamlin will be good next year in 2024. The question is, can the 11 team keep up in 2024? I think the chances are very, very high. I think Denny Hamlin, though, will have a pretty good year next year. I think he'll be a pretty major threat and a major contender, and I think he will have overall a solid and a pretty good year going into the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. I think he's going to be pretty good in 2024. The 9th driver to watch out for going into the 2024 season is the driver of the 15 car for AM Racing, Hailie Deegan. She is the first of a couple drivers we'll be talking about from the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We all know that Hailie Deegan is moving up to the NASCAR Xfinity Series on a full-time basis in 2024. And a lot of people are going to have really high expectations. Now, it's no secret that Hailie Deegan completely struggled in the NASCAR Truck Series the last couple years, only scoring 5 top 10 finishes in her career, and a lot of those coming at super speedways. Now, to her credit, she did get a top 10 at a road course. But a lot of people, including myself, feel like that Hailie Deegan is going to end up doing better in the NASCAR Xfinity Series than she has done in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Some drivers' driving styles suit better in other series than others, and I do believe that is going to affect her in a really positive way. I'm not expecting her to make the playoffs going into 2024, but I think that with how many fans she's going to bring in, I think you're going to have a lot of eyeballs showing up into 2024, and I believe that Hailie Deegan will show some pretty decent pace and speed, and I think she will have an overall solid year. A better year than what she's had trucks for sure. I think she'll have a decent year in the 2024 NASCAR season. The 10th driver you should watch out for going into 2024 is Zay Smith. Now, Zay Smith, of course, is going to be leaving the Ford camp in 2024 and joining up with Spire Motorsports / Trackhouse Racing, because Trackhouse is going to be supporting the car that Zay Smith drives. Now, Zay's number has not been revealed for the 2024 season, but a lot are speculating either be the number 74 car or the number 78 car in 2024. Zay Smith has a ton of talent. He's ran in the Cup Series a couple times, and he got a top 10 with Farmer Motorsports in the Coke 600, and we've seen Spire Motorsports show a lot more performance. And I think the reason Zay Smith is going to be better next year than I think people are giving him credit for is because he is going to have backing from Trackhouse Racing next year. So I think the expectations for Zay Smith are going to be very, very high going into 2024. And luckily for him, I think he's going to be able to live up to those expectations and live up to that hype. I think he's going to have a good year, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people in a good way by getting some top 10s and maybe an occasional top 5 in the 2024 NASCAR season. The 11 drivers to watch out for going into 2024 is a driver of the 77 car for Spire Motorsports, Carson Osar. Now, Carson Osar, you know my opinions, I'm a pretty big fan of Carson Osar. I think Carson Osar absolutely has a lot of talent and can get it done behind the wheel. I am definitely worried about the issues that he has had on the racetrack, though, especially after what happened at Phoenix and his mentality, among other things, in the way he races. He did run kind of clean in the Cup Series, though he did have issues with Ty Gibbs and Marshall, though I think there were some issues that kind of came out from Vegas that kind of caused some of those issues at Marshall to take place. Carson has a lot of talent, there's no question about that. The question is, can he live up to the hype that he brings? I'm not really sure at this point, but I think that Carson Osar could have a decent year, and I think some of that track stuff will come over and help Carson Osar going into the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. The 12th driver to watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is a driver of the 4 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Josh Berry. Josh Berry, of course, is going to be joining this team in 2024, taking over for Kevin Harvick. There is a lot of hype around Josh Berry due to his late model prowess and how good he was in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Unfortunately, though, Josh Berry did not score a victory in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2023. But I think Josh Berry could probably end up being the best driver that performs at Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024. They're also expected to get Noah Gragson, by the way, in 2024. But there is quite a bit of hype around Josh Berry with how good of a late model driver he was and also how good he was in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So therefore, I think Josh Berry will have a decent year in Cup, and I think he's definitely one to keep an eye out on. Plus, him and Rodney Chosen are working together this weekend as well. I think you'll see Josh Berry have a pretty good year with Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024. The 13th driver you should watch out for going into 2024 is a driver in the 98 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst had an up-and-down year in 2023, but he ended the year off on a really, really strong note. Riley Herbst, I believe in the last 5 or 6 races, scored a top 5 in every single one of those last 5 or 6 races, and also was able to get his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory at Las Vegas Motor Speedway and nearly followed that up by winning back-to-back races at Homestead Miami Speedway. I expect Riley Herbst to be a championship threat and championship contender going into 2024. A lot of people have been saying that Stewart-Haas Racing found something near the end of the 2023 season. It really played a role in how strong Riley Herbst was at the end of the year. I think you're going to see Riley Herbst be a championship threat in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2024, and there's going to be some really good pace and really good speed coming out of the 98 team. I think he's going to be pretty good in the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. The 14 driver you should watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is a driver of the 1 car for Junior Motorsports, Sam Mayer. Like Riley Herbst, Sam Mayer ended the year off on a really, really high note. While he did not end up winning the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship in 2023, I should say, Sam Mayer ended up scoring 4 wins in the final 13 or 14 races. A lot of those did come on road courses, which, of course, there are a lot of road courses in 2024, but not as many as there were in 2023. I think Sam Mayer is going to have a pretty solid year, and I think he could be the guy to beat next year. There's a lot of good talent in this series once again, though, in 2024, but I do truly believe that Sam Mayer is going to be a championship threatening contender. I think he's going to win 4 or 5 races like he did in 2023, and I think he'll be pretty good in 2024. The 15 drivers to watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is the driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell was able to make it to the championship for the second year in a row in 2023 and also got 2 victories. I believe Christopher Bell is going to be a championship threat once again in 2024. We saw how strong the 20 team has gotten. Adam Siemens is a very, very good crew chief, and he knows how to help out his drivers in a pretty good light and a very, very good way. I think you're going to see Christopher Bell be pretty good next year. We've seen Joe Gibbs Racing show a lot more improvement, and nonetheless, I do, like I said, believe that Christopher Bell and this 20 team is going to be really strong and good. I believe Christopher Bell will be a championship contender and threat going into the 2024 season like he has been for the last 2 NASCAR seasons. The 16 drivers to watch out for going into the 2024 season is the driver of the 6 car for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski had a very, very good year this year in 2023 and was able to make it all the way to the round of 12 and nearly made it to the round of 8 this year. With how many races at the beginning of the year are going to be playoff races, I think he has a really good opportunity shot to get multiple victories in 2024 and get back to victory lane for the first time since 2021 when he won at Talladega. His numbers in 2023 were very similar to what he ran with Team Penske in 2021, and I expect that RFK Racing is going to bring a lot of that same performance that we have seen in previous years. I expect Brad Keselowski to be really strong. I expect a lot of confidence in that number 16, and I think he will have an overall solid and good year going into the 2024 season. I think Keselowski is going to have overall a pretty good year in 2024. The 17 drivers should watch out for going into the 2024 season is the driver 17 car for RFK Racing, Chris Buescher. Now, unlike Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher had a breakout year in 2024. He scored 3 wins in 2024, those coming at Richmond, Michigan, and at Daytona International Speedway. And that number 17 team was very consistent, and if we had the Winston Cup style format, he would have finished in the top 5 in the standings. It was really impressive to watch the speed and consistency that number 17 team showed on a very consistent basis. I believe Chris Buescher is going to once again be an outside championship threatening contender. Now, I do not expect Chris Buescher to win 3 races like he did in 2023, but I think in 2024, he will be a contender once again. RFK is back. They've shown a lot of great pace. They showed a ton of improvement, and I think nonetheless, you're going to see a lot of great things from the RFK bunch, and the speed will be there once again. I think Chris Buescher will have a pretty good year in 2024. The 8-team driver you should watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is a driver of the 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman's 2023 season could be summarized up as not a great year. Unfortunately, Alex Bowman suffered a back injury that unfortunately affected him throughout the 2023 season once he did come back from that injury. But I believe Alex Bowman is going to be rejuvenated. Now, I'm not expecting Alex Bowman to really come in here and do absolutely great in 2024, but I believe that he is going to end up winning, and I think there's going to be a lot of that same great speed and performance that we've seen from Alex Bowman in previous years. So I think you're going to see Alex Bowman have a pretty solid year on the racetrack. I think Hendrick Motorsports will bring great cars for him, and I think he gets back to victory lane in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. So I expect some good things from Alex Bowman going to 2024, and I believe that he'll have a much more improved and a pretty good year going into 2024. Some good things coming for Bowman. I think you'll see some improvement from him going into 2024. The 19 drivers you should watch out for going into the 2024 NASCAR season is Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen is going to run in all 3 NASCAR divisions in 2024. He'll run some select races with Trackhouse Racing in 2024. We'll probably drive for a team like Kaulig Racing and Xfinity in 2024, and maybe we'll end up driving for Nice Motorsports, maybe even Spire Motorsports in the 2024 season. Shane Van Gisbergen has a lot of hype going into 2024, simply based off of that win he had at the Chicago Street Course. And then he got another top 10 at the Indy Road Course, and then had a pretty decent run with Nice Motorsports in his Oval debut. The reason he's making a development deal is because they want his Trackhouse want to see what he's going to be able to do. And I think that SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, is going to be pretty solid next year. We know how strong Trackhouse is. I think that team is going to be better in 2024. And nonetheless, I do believe that Shane Van Gisbergen will be somewhat a threat and contender in the race he runs. I think he's going to be solid on the ovals as well next year. And I think Shane Van Gisbergen will overall have a solid year in 2024. Expect a pretty good year overall. And the 20th and final driver that you should watch out for going into the 2024 season is a driver of the 8 car for Junior Motorsports, Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith is leaving Joe Gibbs Racing at the end of 2023 and moving over to Junior Motorsports next year. I have a lot of respect for Sammy Smith. I think he's a very, very talented driver. I know this year was hit or miss for him, but he did get that win at Phoenix, and we know how strong and capable those cars are. Junior Motorsports was a championship contending team, and the expectations are going to be very, very high for Sammy Smith going into 2024. But luckily for him, I think he's going to be able to accomplish that next year, and I expect a pretty solid year going into 2024 for Sammy Smith. So he's the last guy that I think truly you should keep your eyes out on, because I think he will be a contender and threat in 2024. Plus, he brings some good funding from Firefly and J, which can't hurt an organization or a team. So those are the main drivers you should watch out for. Let's talk about some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Noah Gragson. While Noah Gragson has not officially announced his plans for 2024, it's expected that Noah Gragson is going to go to Stewart-Haas Racing next year. He's one to keep an eye on him because I think Noah Gragson could have a decent year in 2024 with SHR, but I'm not really sure if it's going to be a great year for him because I'm a little worried about some of the issues going on with Noah Gragson. We'll see how he does. Next one I mention is Matt DiBenedetto. Matt DiBenedetto has also not announced his plans for 2024, but I think he'll have a ride. I think he was really good in the Truck Series last year, and I think he deserves a good opportunity shot, so I think he could end up with a good team. That's one thing to keep an eye on for sure. Next one to mention is Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. had a really good start, first 2/3 I should say. Then the final third of the year, they fell off a cliff. They had a good run at Phoenix, but I don't know how Martin Truex Jr. is going to do next year. I'm a little worried about MTJ going into 2024. Next one to mention is Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain is coming off of winning at Phoenix. I expect Chastain to be a championship threat and contender in 2024, and Trackhouse to bring some good speed. Next, you got Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez is basically, despite the fact he has a contract through 2025, I am a little concerned about his future past 2024 because of the drivers they've got, that being SVG and Zay Smith. I think he's going to be on the hot seat because he needs to have a good year. We'll see what he can do in 2024. Next, you've got Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed's going over to JGR next year, but it has not been officially announced. Sheldon Creed needs to win races at Joe Gibbs Racing for the long-term future. Luckily, I think he's going to have an opportunity to do that. And finally, you've got Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith's also going over to JGR next year, and I think he's going to be a championship contender, and he's, of course, the first driver to come in if a driver like Martin Truex Jr. ends up retiring or moving on to another team or another point in his career. So I think Chandler Smith's going to have a pretty good year next year. Now Martin Truex Jr., Chandler Smith is going to have a good year next year. So those are the 20 drivers to watch out for going into 2024. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my page as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What drivers are you keeping your eyes out on for going into 2024? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, you have 2024 NASCAR Cup Series winner predictions dropping on the channel. Then on Monday, you're going to have 2025 NASCAR Silly Season predictions. Tuesday is going to be the Hendrick Motorsports team preview on the channel. And Wednesday, there's a good chance you'll have a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel. I got a lot of great content dropping on the channel throughout the offseason that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.